Okay. Okay, now it says I'm live. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. I'm Kirsten Peck, and I want to thank you for joining me tonight on this first episode of my new show, Betrayed by Trump, the guide to self-discovery and the rewards of a positive mindset. That's the name of the book. And this is the weekly check-in, the weekly visit, because I realized that I wrote the book last year, and it is an instructional guidebook to help people figure out what's happening in politics. Is this what we voted for? And what do we do about it? Is this going the way that we want it to go? Okay. So I am updating this channel. I've been off of it for a while because I was traveling, and frankly, I went to Oslo, Norway, and the Arctic Circle over the holidays, all the way up to the end of the earth, which was great fun. And when I was in Oslo, I went to the Nobel Peace Institute and went into their museum and their art gallery, where they were hosting a art show called War is Peace. And the show was very intense, a little bit graphic personally. But the big part of this was that how important it is for the artists and authors and playwrights and musicians and sculptors and painters, all types of artists, get involved with politics because of the social connection that we all have, and that the arts speak to our emotions and help process what's happening in the world. And so it says here in this book, the title War and Peace is borrowed from George Orwell's 1984 novel. And the novel imagined a world where language was twisted to serve power. Decades later, Orwell's vision feels less like fiction and more like a lens through which we can understand our own time. The manipulation of words, the blurring of truth, and the reframing of peace, they are part of our political reality. Our mission at the Peace Center is to use ideas and the work of the laureates to engage and inspire for a better and more peaceful world. Through the exhibit, the invites us to reflect on how symbols have been used to legitimize war and how it can also be used to resist it. Because with knowledge comes power, and language can be a shield or a weapon. That's why dialogue and reflection matter. And so those words ring out to me, and I have to get back into the political situation. I have to get back to the book that I wrote a few months ago and continue talking with people about how to decide if we are being betrayed as a country. And if we are, what are we going to do about it, and how do we move forward? What do we do? So I was a civics and English teacher in high school, and I decided to put this event together weekly to try and give people a chance to start having these very difficult conversations, because they're hard. They really are. And that's part of why I hesitated to even consider doing this, because I have an opinion. I have to admit it. Everybody has an opinion. Don't say that you don't. You have one. And yet I have to say, I am open to hearing other ideas. My mind is flexible and can be adjusted with new information. I like learning new things. I like talking to people. I enjoy problem solving. And so I have to get past my own fear and step up and let's do this. And so I'm putting this one together, and it's a little bit on the fly because this is a work in progress. I'm not an expert $1 million consultant. I'm a semi-retired high school teacher, and I really have to still keep working at this because I can't accept what's happening in our world. I can't accept it. And I'm not going to sit back and let it just go. That's not me. And so, this is not a political debate. I'm not here to debate. I'm here to have a dialogue, to listen, to share, and to try to figure out how we're going to negotiate this, because we have to live together in peace. That's it. So the other fantastic guidebook that I picked up at the Nobel Institute is literally the instructions. So I'm just following through these instructions, and I'm going to be reading the books, and we're going to be doing it together. And it's a common thing that we have to figure out. So thank you for joining me. Please subscribe here, follow along, buy the book. My book's over on Amazon. It's also on my website, which is joywestpress.com. Actually, I have a sample of the book on betrayedbytrump.org. I got the .org because I'm not about trying to get rich. I'm trying to solve a problem. Betrayedbytrump.org. Okay, let's get back to this. Here's what we're going to do. This is the 8 principles. The dialogue should be a basic attitude. We got to stop being so self-centered that we only talk and listen to ourselves. We have to have a conversation and a respectful dialogue. Okay. Number 2, create safe spaces. So that's what I did. This is the garden. I'm here in quiet, dark at night. This is private. This is confidential. It's between you and yourself. Self-awareness and journaling. These are all things you're going to do yourself. I'm kind of leading it, and we're going to talk about it, but it's up to you. It's your life. Okay. Number 3, include all the relevant parties. That means I can't do this sitting here by myself. I need people to participate, and I need people from all sides, all the parties. I can't figure this out. Please explain it to me. Okay. In a dialogue, you must listen. Number 4, I'm here to listen. So I'm not talking. I need people to talk to me. Okay. Next up, 5, let everyone share their experiences. Okay. So I'm going to be sharing my experiences here because I'm talking to myself and I'm talking to you guys all out there. When you subscribe and when you start leaving me some comments, I'll be able to start having this conversation. Okay. Moving on. Ask questions. Yeah, I don't understand. How does that work? How did you get there? Why did you say, who told you that? That's what I want to know. Who told you these things? Okay. Number 7, talk about difficult topics. Politics is difficult. The economy is difficult. The war is difficult. Sex is difficult. All kinds of things we have to talk about. And then they're all interrelated, and they all build on each other, and they all have to get resolved. And number 8, contribute to forgiveness and reconciliation. And I think this is going to be hard because people feel hurt. People feel damaged by what's been going on. Okay. And it's hard to forgive somebody when you're feeling hurt, but you also have to kind of say, humbly, maybe they were lied to. Maybe they were betrayed. Maybe they didn't think this was what was going to happen. And the whole give people a chance. So forgiveness and reconciliation is where I'm at. And I think that the word betrayal is the key to getting us to that piece of forgiveness and reconciliation. And so betrayal is not your fault. You go into it with best intentions, and somebody else betrays you. They don't follow through on their promises. They break your confidences. They do damage intentionally. Those are things that happen when you are betrayed. Okay. And so I think that's the phrase that I'm trying to help get people to. Okay. And so as we're going through this, I'm trying to keep notes here. And again, I'm just asking for feedback and sharing of information because we got to get this figured out. Okay. In the book, I think the best place to start really is with the values clarification. So here's a list. And let me see if I can get this onto the camera here a minute. I have to do this better. You can see some of the values here: happiness, inner harmony, justice, kindness, loyalty, all sorts of things. And I'm going to start this off by saying I have two here on this list that I think are my pet peeves with President Trump and the MAGA party that he is the head of. And those two are respect and truth. And I'm going to talk about respect and truth for a minute. And then I really want people to explain it to me because I don't understand. Okay. When I taught middle school, there was a video I used to show the students about values and how do you pick them and which way are you going to go. And the topic of respect comes up and it was in the video, it was about a boy with a dog and an old man that was angry at the dog barking. And the question comes up, do you give respect or do you get respect first? And I believe that you give respect because you're putting the positive forward, your best faith, your best effort is out on the forward. If you hold respect back, then I feel you are being controlling and judgmental. And if someone looks at you funny, you feel disrespected, you're not giving them the respect back. All of that kind of negativity, I think, comes from holding respect or saying you have to earn the respect. Earn respect. I personally don't believe that. I believe that respect is given freely. Everybody deserves respect. Everyone is a human being. Everyone is a child of a parent. Everyone has the ability to have children. Everybody is a neighbor, a sister, a brother, a friend. Give respect. Okay? And please explain to me otherwise. So that was the first one that to me, when President Trump, back then he was candidate Trump. And he started with the disrespectful, making fun of people and just I think he's horribly obnoxious and disrespectful of people. The second one is truth. And I'm not a fan of a liar, of a fraud, of a trickster. I don't really like jokesters. I don't really like pranks. I don't really like that because you're taking advantage of somebody. And if you are honest and truthful, I believe that adds to your value as a person going through the world as being credible, as being realistic, as being dependable, because you tell the truth. And now I have to stop this a second. Hold on. And so lying. So please tell me, how can people lie? How do people lie to you all the time and you just keep going along with it? How do you keep spreading the lies? How does the lying keep getting spread around and keep going and going and going? It's got to stop. It's really got to stop. And the only way to make that happen is to say, we're not going to do it anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not. And so I'm back to, okay, back to my other side. Please explain to me how lying and dishonesty is working out for you and how it's going to work out for the world. How is that ever going to be? How is that going to work? Please explain that to me. Okay. So a lot of this can go on, and I'm going to update some of the videos and get this back online because we have to have the conversation. It has to be a dialogue. It has to start with common values, things that we can agree on. And if we can get to some common values, then we can get to the social issues. How can we start talking about our military and going to war when we can't even agree that we're at war? He won't even say the word because he knows he's broken the law by doing it. So in this, how's it going to go? Social issues, whether or not you think we should be in the war or not, we can't talk about that because we can't get to these ground rules about our values and American values. I think they're human values. They're worldwide. It's not just America. We've been the leaders. We're supposed to be the best. If that's what we are, then it's time for us to step up, because this lack of respect and the lying, that's not being the best in the world. It's not. It's being disrespectful and it's being a fraud. And I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Not happening. Not happening. So I know people's identities get tied to this because it's been an ongoing situation. It's like joining your favorite football team that you follow and that you're a love, or sports teams. People live and die by their sports teams. I get that. People live and die by their musicians. I get that too. I travel with a band. I've seen a band. I get that. They're part of my identity. I get that. But on the other hand, I'm not such a groupie of the band that I lose myself because I'm a groupie of the band. We got to step back out of that, and we got to kind of distance ourselves a little bit from that cult or that giant identity that has consumed so much of our consciousness, so much of our thinking, so much of our ideas are wound up on that energy of, I believe, negativity. I think it's negative. And so I'm trying to provide a place to talk about it. I'm trying to practice skills that I teach in high school, practice maybe the rhetorical strategies, and maybe that's what I need to start doing again. And back to this, what is propaganda? And if you hear it, grandiose, grand bandstanding, what are you supposed to do when you hear that? Because you're not supposed to believe it and start cheering along with bandstand. That's a strategic thing that someone's doing to manipulate you, and you're taking the bait. So, yeah, I'm trying to teach it. I'm trying to live it, and I'm trying to have conversations around it. So check back, subscribe, follow along. Please tell me, what are your values that you think are worth being part of this MAGA movement and continuing to support the president? And tell me why. Maybe maybe you'll change my mind. I'm open to it. Maybe you'll change my mind. Okay. I swear I'm open to it. Okay. Also, finally, I'm setting up a survey, an anonymous survey to try and get this figured out, because I am a problem solver. I study social studies, and I'm believing that this is turning into a big experiment. And so I started writing the book. I knew my book was an experiment. I took a strange position. I made a strange hypothesis and I'm putting it together. So this is the next step of the scientific process of figuring this out, because we have to figure this out. I believe we are being betrayed. I believe the whole entire country is being betrayed. I believe the whole entire world is being betrayed. And we can get it back together. We just have to find the commonality. And as I was saying on this morning, I think it was, the commonality, I think, is our kids, our children, the next generation, or we're not going to have one, obviously. And the second piece of that is going to be the environment. If we don't have planet Earth, if Mother Earth is not here, it's not going to happen. Those two things, to me, is this ultimate reasons why. So please share these ideas. Talk to me. We have to share it. This is a safe space. Email me confidentially. Join the website. Come visit me here in Puerto Rico. We can talk online. We can do all sorts of stuff. The book is on Amazon. I'm done with the plug. This is me after dark. I'm tired. I'm stressed. I got through all of this. Okay, I got through all of this. Yes. Now, arts tomorrow, the rest of the week. I'm only doing politics on Mondays and Tuesdays because I have to focus on it. I can't ignore it. I can't ignore it. So that's my story. Visit the website, betrayedbytrump.org. Get the download sample. See what it's about. Go get the book. Subscribe, follow along, all that stuff. Okay. I'll be back next Tuesday night with another edition of this and look forward to seeing you again. Okay, I gotta go. Bye. Thanks. Bye. End the stream. Bye.